Rave it, baby.
Got it. What do you mean you're driving that up there for her and he won't fit in the car? Tell that bitch to borrow a car.
I hope you're rolling. That's a good way to start.
I'm such a dad, like immediately. Like it's been 1 year and I'm like, tell that I have a 13-year-old, not a 1-year-old, no working ass bitch to come down here herself.
Yep.
I'm glad we kept that in.
No, okay, we can keep it in. I just feel like when you work from home, no one respects you.
They don't.
And I thought it was just men.
I do it to Bobby all the
men
time.
Come by looking for my father-in-law, and like the dog goes crazy, so I go meet them in the driveway and explain to them he's not here or whatever. And they're like, "So you live there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I work from home. I do this." And then they're just like, "Oh." It's like, all right, that's toxic masculinity. But the women are doing it too, dude.
I know, dude. I'm very disrespectful because Bobby works from home. You know, very
not a real job.
Yeah. Well, no, he does, and like he makes way more money than I do, so I should be more respectful of it. But I don't. I'm in there like he's in the middle of a meeting. I just hit the mute button for him, and I'm like, "Help me with this."
Hit the mute button.
Yeah, it's on his headphones in the back, so I just come in, hit the button.
Damn. Uh-oh.
Fuck those people. They're not good. They're not good enough for he's better than them.
Of disrespectful people.
Yeah, Roscoe. Who's the cutest baby? Yeah.
Right
Hi.
Hey.
Now we got to get him baby's first podcasting set. He's gonna have a play school mic and.
Daddy's at work right now, and you're right not to respect it.
I'm on your side, Roscoe.
Yeah. And now to be clear, when I say work from home, I don't mean podcasting. I also don't respect what I do as a comedian. I've been working legal jobs from home. There's a part of me that wants to be like, listen, I don't give a shit about what I'm about to tell you, but you should. I am working with one of the biggest security firms in the entire world at the moment. So, you know what I mean? Just go off like that. I don't remember what they're called. I don't give a fuck about them, but they have a GDP of over 3 billion. Is GDP, right? That's countries, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what, Carmen? You're always like this.
What? Like what? Agreeing with you? Jesus.
Get her.
Yeah, get me. Yeah, you told me, Roscoe. You told me.
He's making noise because his cousin has a microphone with a karaoke machine, and he loves to hear the sound of his own voice. He will be a podcaster.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
now, am I stupid, or can like kids that age see colors, or is there like?
I don't know why they wouldn't be able to, but I guess I had never thought of it.
Because as their eyes develop,
dogs.
they get more cones. As their eyes develop, they get more cones. But yes, he could see color by now.
So you're born without all your cones? I'm the stupid one. That's mind blowing.
How is that mind blowing? Like you've never been wrong before? You think just because you tell somebody
that a baby is seeing in black and white? When does the color turn on?
No, not black. Not entirely black and white. It's just not as vibrant.
You don't think that's a little mind blowing to think about? Like you're born and you can't really see.
Yeah, I mean, I also think it's mind blowing that you're born and your fucking skull isn't done being fused together. There's a lot of things that are mind blowing when you fucking are born. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. I wasn't saying it was mind blowing that I was wrong, Carmen.
Okay. I know.
Carmen's on my list, guys. She is a disrespecter of my union, the work from home brothers and sisters and cousins of America.
I'm pro work from home. I want everyone to work from home.
So you can disrespect them. That's why you want them to do it.
Not
so
all
you can
of them.
interrupt their meetings.
just when I'm in the middle of making lunch and I need him to tell me which thing to do so I can complete my task.
Alex, hit her mute button. Mute her real quick.
I'm muted now. God damn it!
Oh, he did it. He did
This
it.
is bullshit!
Oh, these rules, dude. I'm so glad Alex is here, not Mark. Fuck Mark. He wouldn't have done it.
Not so smart now, are you, Mark?
Yeah. Too smart for his own good, Mark.
No, I think I'm pro work from home. I think everybody should work from home. I think that I personally, I'm just copping to it. I'm copping to it to being and I hate it. I hate it because I've been a comedian a long fucking time, and whenever I have shit I have to work on, nobody believes it's real work. So I get it. But also at the same time,
we were talking about this on Well Read, and Trey was talking about being at his wife's family's house over the holidays one year, and he was working on a script that had been bought. And he was telling me he wasn't like doing it with a lot of ego. He was like, just to highlight how disrespected we are in the general population. Like, I had gotten more money for this idea than I'd ever gotten in my life. And my sister-in-law was like, so like, what is it, like homework? I don't understand. What are you doing?
Yeah, it is like homework. That's why the script writing part of it was always bad. I mean, I couldn't stand homework. God damn. Did you guys do your own? I mean, I would do it at school. That's what I mean. It was like, that was my thing, is I wanted to get it done so I didn't have to think about it at all. Ever. So I tried to do my homework beforehand, or like while I was still at school, or I would cram and try to do it.
He's telling you the business.
He is.
Can you say tractor?
Nope. He's just going to deep throat that mic. Chew it. Chew it.
Did it. At least that's
tractor.
Now, I won't do his other word because it's OUTSIDE. Hey, that's the first time I've done that as a parent.
Nice.
And if I say that, he thinks we're going, and he will be furious if we don't.
Okay. I love that.
We do that
even
with our
in
dogs, man.
Yeah.
Going on a WNLP.
That's why I was laughing at you earlier, because I was like, they are dog-like. So that's part of why I was laughing when I thought kids could see. I was like, the dog likeness, though, doesn't extend to their vision. Apparently it does. Uh-oh, here's Mama.
A lot of action.
Now we can say his other favorite word, outside.
Hi.
Hi.
You want to go outside?
Yeah. Outside.
Yay.
Yay. There you go, folks. You get a cameo of Roscoe, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. We should have put this on the episode on the Patreon. They got to pay to see the Roscoe. But can you answer my question now? Do you guys how were you guys with homework?
I absolutely did it at school.
Yeah. Either before class, either I did it and procrastinated till the day of before and I crammed, or I tried to do it there. But I hated having to do shit at home. I was like, this isn't why am I taking, I always thought it was weird to take work home, which I still feel the same way when it comes to work.
Yeah. Do you think that's why people don't respect it? They're like, working from home is just homework.
No, I think it's just because you have your whole life still happening and you have to pay attention to it. I had a meeting with a commercial agent, and it was the same thing. There were just children screaming in the background. She's like, sorry, I just had my third one. And I was like, okay. Well, can that third one get me an audition? DJ, now you say something.
Or shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right?
Wait.
Dude, what about you? At home? Would you do, or did you just not do your homework?
I didn't barely go to school. You know, over when you skip school, baby. Yeah.
See, I didn't start skipping school until high school. But before then, I did all my.
It never fails. We're We didn't do homework. If we did it at school. We didn't do it at home. We're not fucking lame. What about you, DJ? Were you lame? He goes, I didn't go to school. Fuck that, dude. Wow, what's homework, dude? You mean they told you to do stuff? That's crazy.
That's a psyop. School's a psyop. I knew it. I knew it.
Dude, my mom saw our video about the army and the Houthis.
Oh, no.
I had to spend many minutes explaining to my mom who the Houthis are. We had to get into Hezbollah. Like, we had to talk about Israel and all that because she thought that was the funniest video she's ever seen in her life, dude. And, like, even parts that I felt like, for people who don't know, we put a clip up. It's a great clip. It's DJ very hilariously comparing the Houthi propaganda of their military to the American military's propaganda and how much lamer ours is.
Yeah.
Because, like, we used to do rad stuff. Like, a commercial for the Air Force used to be, like, 17 fighter jets.
Yep.
And, like
some Vikings and like fucking, they'd be fucking have a sword going through like fighting a dragon and like come out.
Yeah, I remember that commercial. The Marines.
Yep. It was also
Yeah,
like it looked like it was clips from fucking The Lone Survivor, a dude coming up out of the water with fucking face paint on. We were at no war at the time, by the way, so I don't even know what people were signing up for.
Well, that's what happened. Then we went to war, and nobody wanted to do it anymore, so they got on this whole, well, we'll give you skills for the real world. Look, you might die or like see your best friend die and develop a horrible pill addiction, but you'll leave the military with real workforce skills. So they started showing people in headsets, sitting in front of computers. DJ's whole very hilarious point is when you see these nerds in their headsets and you're like, you'll learn how to be an electrician. And then you see the Houthis have the side of a mountain, James Bond style, literally open up. They're skiing with rockets on their back. Well, my mom thought that was the funniest thing she's ever heard in her life. And so I started telling her about the Houthis making music videos on stolen Israeli boats. And what I'm saying is the seed has been planted. I will get Nancy Morgan to say free Palestine by the end of 2025 if it kills me.
It just takes more Gravy Baby clips, which reminds me to remind you guys to share those whenever you guys see them.
Yeah, share the clippies.
Mm-hmm.
She was even, this is what I was going to say. She was even laughing about the stuff about The Rock. And shout out Brian Bokey, who did a great job with the clip. I was afraid that part of the clip needed more context. The whole segment, if you listen to that episode, is fire.
Yeah.
But that part of the clip, I'm like, I don't know if people are going to get.
But we already put the clip out about The Rock. So
the Army's suing The Rock, dude.
Yep.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Hey, we suck and it's The Rock's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the whole thing about it though? It's like you can't have The Rock. Like you're not gonna be doing The Rock stuff. You're gonna be droning people from Florida.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be droning kids from a base. And like you know what I'm saying here. And, you know, it's like it's crazy.
It's just you're just playing a shittier Call of Duty.
I could make an argument. I could make an argument that our current military is to the past military as wrestling is to actual fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not to say people don't. Which is not to say people don't really die. It's just like it does feel like this video game version of war.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. You guys remember the movie Toy? The toy? No, not the Toy. That's the Richard Pryor one. But no, it was Toys. It was the Robin Williams one. From the 90s. It was like he owns this toy company in the middle of nowhere, and then somebody tries to take it over, and then they find it's just all these kids are playing video games, and like what they're doing is they're playing simulated war, and then they were actually giving them like remotes to control actual. I think that's like it was very foreshadowing of like what was to come. But I mean, it's like 30 years now, and no, it wasn't War Games. It was called Toys, and in there, I mean, was War Games the same premise? But they just had these kids playing these video games, and then you come to find out that he's got a contract with the military, so these kids are like actually in war playing it, but they just think that they're playing a video game.
I did a list, admittedly a short list, of Robin Williams flicks that you just added to.
Yeah.
Of like, I just saw it when I was 9 because I loved Robin Williams.
Exactly. Same.
And I was like, oh, that's what that fucking shit was about. Like, there's a few of them where you're like, oh, that was really dark. Mrs. Doubtfire's at the top of it, right? Where you're like, oh, I loved it. Remember when he was acting like he was his kid's nanny? And then, like, as an adult, you're like, that's dark as hell, dude.
Yeah,
That dude
all
was
the divorce
fucking-
part of it, I had no fucking idea until I rewatched it later on.
I feel like I know that movie, Carmen. I feel like I saw Toys when I was like 9, and I just remember him being goofy, and I
You
had
probably
no
did. It was
idea
Joan Cusack was like a paper doll, but she was
Yeah.
a real person, but she dressed up like a paper doll, and they had all these animals, and then they wanted to make toy weapons and blah blah blah. It was like this weird, sinister takeover of this like whimsical, and he was trying, Robin Williams was trying to stop him because it was like his whole dad's dream to have this like fun house where everybody loved working there. It was like one of this like utopian toy factory, and then somebody took it over when his dad passed away, and then that's when it was like quote unquote the board made this decision to like make all of these different innovations, and he's trying to fight it. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like
it was way
just remember it
darker.
as like,
I remember seeing it when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh, it's a movie with toys, and the toys fight back. Hell yeah, the toys win!"
Right.
And then, but as as an adult, I was like, "Jesus fucking Christ!"
I definitely remember it as like the bad guy took over the company and didn't let the son have it from the father,
Mm-hmm.
like greed or which
Yeah.
is enough for a kid. But
Yeah.
it's like no, it was about modern warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams, man.
What's your
He's one
favorite
of the big
Robin
ones.
Williams movie?
Oh, that's a good question.
World's number one dad was fucking so good.
Yeah.
It was so unbelievably good.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
but
buddy,
also-
be ready for
what's the
something
one-
dark.
Yeah, it's dark, and the 1 hour photo is also another one where he was like,
That one's dark as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah, both of those are amazing. Like just what a perfect actor. Just like, and I think it's copy too, of course, whatever. But like both of those movies were movies that like I was so absolutely shocked at, just like. Dude,
You didn't
the
know he
whole
had it
thing
in
just-
him. You didn't know he had that range.
Well, that's many people don't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Jim Carrey, even though I like what is it, Eternal Sunshine of the
Mhm.
Spotless Mind.
Or
Yeah,
the
that's
number
good.
23.
It was-
He was
It
pretty
was
dark.
fine.
In
Yeah,
23.
those are all fine. But like, there's just this element of Jim Carrey that's like, fucking, I don't know, man. Robin Williams was like really that motherfucker.
Mhm.
He was motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with Good Morning Vietnam
So good.
Oh,
So good.
because he's so good in it, and it kind of toes the line. So Robin Williams' movies, the ones I like, they're good at one of three things. Well, and sometimes a combination. Being like saccharine, but he's so good, it's fine. I'm
Mhm.
thinking of Dead Poet Society.
Yeah.
Like it's a little on the nose, but he's so good that it's okay.
Yeah, he
It
brings
doesn't,
the
like-
heart to the film, and the film's not
Right,
that
it
great.
doesn't veer
Mhm.
into corny because of him. And
Yeah.
then there's obviously silly movies and his silly roles. And then there's darkness that he's also good at. I think for me it's Good Morning Vietnam because that has all three.
Yes.
He shows his range. He's so fucking funny on the mic in the morning when he's doing the announcement. I mean, it's just pure unbridled Robin Williams humor. And then there's darkness, and then there's a lot of heart in it too. I think I like Good Will Hunting a lot, but it's a little too, it can be a little too sweet sometimes. I've rewatched it a couple times. I like it, but I think Good Morning Vietnam's a little better.
It's a sad one. Mine's what dreams may come, and it's
I
also
love that
loved.
fucking
It's a
movie.
it's a very
yeah,
lovely
that fucking
story.
movie's
I
great.
thought about it. I
Ooh.
thought about it. Cuba Gooding.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. In that moment
Ugh.
Yeah,
when I'm about to cry, when he realizes who Cuba is.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. I cry. That's one of those movies I'm still crying when the credits roll. Just the whole, just to find
Yeah.
a love like that, and what your willingness. Oh my god, so it eats me up.
I think that's my third.
Yeah. But Good Morning Vietnam is number 2, and I think part of the reason it was so impactful for me is because I wanted to do that. I wanted to be able to make people feel good in a time, and it's kind of like how I mean, it's not the same, but it's the same sentiment without the same severity, I guess. The similarities of what I think that we try to do. I mean, it's hard for us to not get stuff like this. Sometimes it's hard to bring levity to, but I think the attempt of it is, for me, is I always remember that movie as it being like a crux of like, that's your job. That's your purpose, is you're here to make people who are in a shitty situation feel better.
Doesn't Patch Adams, wasn't he a Nazi?
Oh my God. Patch Adams. That's probably Patch Adams, man, actually, I don't know. It'd be between that and Good Morning Vietnam. Patch Adams has a direct line to my heart.
Did you just say, are you saying the real Patch Adams was a Nazi?
Wasn't he something like that?
What?
Let's not look it up. Alex, don't look that up. That's our Joe Rogan.
He was going to, too. I saw him lean over in his chair. He is looking it up.
It's kind of like dark. I can't remember. I remember seeing it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that checks out. So it's either like Nazi, weird stuff, something weird.
He was fucking the kids. That's why he wore a clown nose.
Maybe that's also could have been something Slav told me once.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, it was probably true then, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's
it was either true, or it was true about someone that you can understand why he thought it was Patch Adams. You know what I mean? It was like somebody was a fucking Nazi. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That should be our Patreon segment. Is DJ ruins something? Or DJ ruins everything, and it's something that we all love, and then DJ's like, "This is why it's awful." I think that's a good segment for Patreon. Not a Nazi. He looked it up. Patch Adams was not a Nazi.
All right, good.
The fascist, actually, Italian stuff.
Hated women. Actually, he was the one that killed his girl.
Fascismo.
Well, good. I still have Patch Adams. Oh, thank God. How much of our childhood? Jesus Christ. What?
Yeah, nah.
Jumanji was a great one.
No,
Alex is
you hated
Alex
it?
is
Tell me
showing
why. Tell me
our
why.
age. I liked Jumanji, but I think I was too old for it when it came out.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too for me too. It's just like, what the fuck? Go murder somebody.
It was definitely a kid's movie. And Alex is younger than us, though. It was great. It was very well done. I mean,
it was great.
Billions of dollars.
I rewatched it recently, probably like 2 months ago. I rewatched it. It's still great. It's a good one.
Dude, I'm the only one who said it. Do you guys hate Good Will Hunting, or are you not considered a Robin movie? Dude, he's got so many scenes. Mm-hmm. He's got so many scenes in that movie where he makes the movie for me.
Well, yeah, it's like everybody sucked Matt Damon's dick, but I thought Robin Williams carried that film on his very broad shoulders.
And Affleck was better than Damon, dude.
He was. That's what I'm saying. It was like
fucking speech about how every morning I wake up and I pray to God you're not at that fucking door.
Yes.
I think that Good Will Hunting is Boondock Saints for smart people. Wow, I mean, like, it is good. It is well done, but it's like kind of hokey, you know? It's like, it solves the problem.
When Boondock Saints came out, though, everybody fucking thought it was so badass.
And it is badass. It's just not a great movie. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's okay, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think it's hard to make a good action movie that's got any kind of ethos in it because boys are so bad with their emotions. So it's difficult to cram everything in there.
Don't we're fucking not, Harmon. Don't you ever say that to me again. Don't you ever say that about us.
And then you turn around and you have the Boondock Saints tattoos on your back.
Yeah, I got the whole thing down my back, the poem
yeah.
that Billy Connolly reads to him.
Yeah, there was a lot of those things that were like on the nose that in hindsight were very eye rolly, but at the time it was like, wow,
yeah,
so fucking cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, good. I'm glad we figured all that out. Best Robin Williams. What do you guys?
Billy Connolly, can you ruin him? Is he a Nazi?
Probably.
I don't think he is, dude. I don't think he is. He used to work down at the docks there in Scotland. He might have some problematic views, but I don't think it's Nazism.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got tolerance. I got tolerance for some problematicness. I'm willing to have a conversation.
Oh yeah, man. Especially now, and like, dude, it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. I'm just gonna watch this movie. I don't care. Like, who's that boy? There's that dude. He's in in a lot of super good movies, and he was like in Maverick and Tom Cruise Maverick. He was in that movie where he was like the drummer for the
Miles.
Miles Teller.
Miles, that's right. Miles. Is it Taylor? Yeah, he's like best friends with Aaron Rodgers now.
Oh,
Jesus!
no.
Shit.
He's a
Dude,
huge
there's so much good shit. And he's like so good and like so many things.
He's
It's
so
just
good
like,
at pretending to not be a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not doing good at that. He's really not doing well.
No, I mean
He's
on
really
screen. Obviously, if he's playing a decent human being on screen.
Well, Shia LaBeouf, like you know.
I was gonna bring Shy up. There's still a part of me that's like something happened to him though. You know, like I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, I think he was trapped at a Diddy party or something. There had to have been some. There was a shift in the boy from Holes. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
something happened to that dude.
Yeah, what do you think that movie was about? Diddy parties. All right, come on, guys.
Come on, we're all having fun.
Shia, I did a joke. It never had any legs. Back in the day, though, I had a thing where I was trying about how you don't really care about cancel culture till they cancel someone you like.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I listed out whoever I listed, and then I was like, then y'all came for Shia, and I was like, dude, he was bringing jean shorts back. Fuck you guys. Like, he didn't do it. He's innocent. We were all about to be rapping by the river in a pair of jorts. Dude, he used to go on Sway in the morning and do 5 Fingers of Death and be good. Not great, but good.
Mhm.
I didn't want to believe it. I still don't. Have you seen that clip of him where during the pandemic they were doing a table read? He's in his truck, fucked up beyond recognition on booze and pills. I mean, I don't mean like he's kind of drunk and he's slurring. He doesn't know where he's at.
Oh shit!
And they're doing like a Zoom read of Macbeth or some shit. And dude, it is so funny. Morgan Freeman is the narrator, and he can't keep it together. Every time they show Shia, Morgan just loses his mind. I didn't see it. I just saw it like a week ago. I didn't see it at the time.
I didn't see that either. I'm excited that I have something. I got something to look forward to watch later. Yeah. I love that all 4 of us were like, well, gotta go check that out.
Yeah.
But he did beat up his He did do that. He did do that shit.
He did beat up what?
His girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I'm sure he's done a lot of really fucked up shit.
Peanut Butter Falcon though. God damn,
great.
Mm.
A lot of his shit was great. He was great. And what he in Fury?
Yeah, he's in Fury.
Yeah.
He's in Nympho 2, the Lars von Trier flick, and he is, or in the first one, and he's not in the second one. They recast him, and it like you realize how good he is when they recast it. You're like, this guy, he's not scary at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a dude pretending to be a scary guy, whereas Shia was absolutely terrifying in the first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all seen that? Y'all seen Nympho?
No, I haven't watched the Nympho series.
Wow,
Drew.
Wow.
It's just like I haven't watched Euphoria. I just like there's some certain things I'm just like I don't give a fuck about. 13-year-olds trying to fuck a grown ass man. No, thank you. I'm not interested.
But Euphoria is like the MTV version of that. You know, it's like it's made to be popular. Nympho, it's clear that Lars doesn't give a fuck what anyone is thinking or feeling when they're watching it. It's nuts, dude.
Yeah,
it made me feel the way it made me feel. Honestly, you remember Kids?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was that kind of thing where, like, yes, this is a story about an nymphomaniac, but it's like actually really brutal and very sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, most of those things are sad. I'm already like,
Yeah.
man, I'm fighting the sad as it is. I'm trying to levity me so I can levity others.
Well, I don't think Euphoria makes people feel sad.
No, I think it makes them be like, maybe pedophiles aren't all wrong,
Yeah, man. You see Sydney Sweeney's tits? I know she is 19, but she was playing a 16-year-old. So we could all see that happening.
Maybe I could get more teenagers if I started selling heroin. That sounds good.
I mean, if you needed Euphoria to teach you that, like, I thought everyone knew that if you wanted to meet teenagers, sell drugs. I just thought we all weren't doing it because we were cool.
Yeah. All those. Like there's a lot of those shows where, or movies where I was like, man, I hung out with that bitch. Like, I remember being 13 and hanging out with like really problematic children out of boredom, and it was just interesting to watch them be crazy. But I oftentimes was just trying to keep people alive.
Yeah.
Or out of that dude's van, or out of that. Come on, but I brought my own drugs. Come on, let's go do my drugs. Like, that was why it was always good to have your own drugs on you,
Yeah.
So
a combination of my brother and then like my parents' response to the fact that he was living Euphoria, but like just, girls without all their teeth. It kept me from all of that. I think it's very possible.
Working class Euphoria.
Yeah. We brought up Slob already. I had Slob make me and Andy a poster where we changed it to Y'allphoria, and me and Andy were going to do that. And then I don't know if it got canceled. It went away, so it's not relevant anymore. But me and Andy had like a whole sketch written out. And if it comes back, we will do it. Anyway, I do think I would have been susceptible to something like Euphoria at like 22. If it had come out when I was younger, I think like how protected I was by my brother specifically. Like, there were people I found out in my 20s who like were told not to ever hang out with me or he would hurt me.
Oh shit.
Well, and the ironic thing is they were his friends.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do think I could see myself at a younger age being like enticed by that type of show.
I definitely was romanticized. I mean, my aunt was doing heroin in like 92 and not shooting up, just snorting it.
For it.
And it was
a 92 brown wave here.
Yeah, it was brown. And because that was when beans were big and they were putting it in the ecstasy and stuff. And it did seem way less scary, I'll tell you that. At the time. But again, that was like, I mean, I talked about this the other day, or the other episode about Orlando being the heroin capital for a few years. So it was kind of everywhere. And also not like spoken about the way it is now. Or if it was, I didn't hear it because I was a kid not watching the news.
Yeah, man. I don't do any of that dumb stuff. I just do horse tranquilizers like a grown up.
Yeah. My thing with the horse tranquilizer is I don't like when these motherfuckers act like they're better than anybody because they didn't buy it from a dude who only's got half of his mouth full of teeth. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because you got your ketamine from a doctor, fuck you.
Yeah. I think that's lamer.
It is lamer.
I think you're worse. Oh, you went to UCLA? You filled out paperwork to buy drugs? What are you, a cop? You had a copay, dude.
Well, we know
what?
We know a comedian who is on was shacked up with another comedian doing a fuck ton of ketamine, and then I told them about how you could get it prescribed. You don't have to do that. You could just get it prescribed, but you won't be able to. It's harder to be a junkie that way because they are only giving you have to get the treatments with a doctor there. They administer it, all this other shit. And then they started doing it like through a doctor, and now are not being a junkie about it anymore, and they're just on ketamine, but like I guess it's like microdosing ketamine.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
We know another comedian who did that, and it has alleviated their anxiety.
Mm.
And I'm not talking about myself, although it helps a little bit. But no, I'm talking about somebody who went did all that proper stuff and
Yeah.
got the.
I don't
funny
do it because I don't have insurance, so I'm not like, I'm not doing
It's
any
hard
of
to get it covered. I tried.
that.
It's funny too, though, because the last I looked into it, and maybe this isn't the case anymore, they don't know why it helps you.
Yeah.
That's funny on both ends. That's funny from us doing it anyway, and it's funny that they'll give it. I mean, I guess they're giving it to these people to study it in an attempt to figure out why it helps you. But it's so funny that we will take something and they go, it helps. We don't know why. Good luck. And it's also funny that they'll do that. The whole thing is so funny to me.
Yeah, they used to give people cocaine and all that stuff. It's all a learning process.
Well, I was going to bring that up. It makes it extra funny that other drugs are illegal because it's like, well, even y'all don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing. Just let me do them. I'm 40. I should be allowed to buy drugs.
DJ,
Anybody
what do you have to
disagree with
say about it?
I got so many things to say.
Say
I don't
'em.
even know. They're not proper. They're not great. They're not good.
So what? They don't have to be.
He thinks ketamine's a
Try
side
to
off.
keep it positive. Try to be.
No, that's my
Politics are
job.
joy.
You guys go into the Abiscuit all the time. I just try to wear a clown costume in it.
DJ's against all that.
I know. I just think like the only time I remember, like I used to love to get ketamine if I had GHB, and like I would do ketamine and GHB together,
Together?
and then like it always come to like this point where like I saw it, like I'd be swirling out, like trying to get in my car, thinking I was all right,
Mhm.
and fucking like swirl out and end up in a ditch.
Ooh.
It's so stupid. Either that or thinking I was getting abducted by aliens. So weird. So weird. That's a
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
wild combo. I mean, the fact that
Weird.
you were trying to move on GHB, I mean, anytime I ever did G, it was always like at a friend's house on a couch, night night.
Right. Well, like I would think I was okay. Like there's something about the ketamine mix
Yeah.
with that would like it would put me in this place, and then I would like think I was okay, and I think it was
it's
like
a tranquil.
and then all of a sudden just like swirl all the fucking way out, and like the weirdest moment, like just fucking go.
Well, it makes you less anxious. So what's extra funny here is, yeah, you took a drug to help you be brave enough to do more drugs.
Always. Why we do drugs.
Yeah, it's like
That's
like
why
I
we
took
do drugs, for the
ketamine.
courage to do more.
Yeah, I took ketamine so I could have the courage to face my life. You took ketamine so you have the courage to do more GHB.
It was just the way I like to do it. I didn't really like it by itself. I don't really like ketamine by itself. It's like whatever.
I don't like a lot of it by itself, to be clear. The first time I ever did it, I was at a wedding and this kid had gotten prescribed a nasal spray of
Oh,
ketamine,
shit.
where I think you'd have to take 100 of them for it to be a full dose.
Mhm.
So it was just like for him to like take throughout the day. It was some experimental thing. Buddy, I only hit it like 7 times, and I was like, well, I hope this isn't dangerous because I'm not ever gonna not do this.
Was it ketamine
Yeah.
or GHB? Ketamine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard.
you
It's
gotta-
hard to microdose
Like, what's up
GHB, dude. It's hard.
Now, one time I took a full dose of ketamine and I did not like it at all. I vomited. I stood up. The ground
Ew.
was 15 million miles away. I didn't enjoy that at all. That was many years ago, and I'll never do that again either. That's the thing is like, if there's ketamine around, I'll do a little of it. Always. Unless the person who has it sketches me out or I don't know where it came from, I'll always
Right.
say, yes. But I will never do a full hit again.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
getting sick. I think that's always been my issues. I don't like being sick. I think in my drinking career, I think I've only ever thrown up maybe 10 times. So because I hated it. I hated being sick. So I would just shove it down and feel awful for 2 days instead. But I hated throwing up.
I threw up more than that. Yeah, I definitely did.
Yeah, no, I know. It's better if you did to get the poison out so your body could fucking fix it. But I was like, mm-mm.
I'm a cold beer guy through and through, but like, I don't know. I feel like kind of done with booze generally lately.
I think there's been a big shift about that nationwide, and because the liquor they're freaking out about it. I think that's part of the reason why like weed hasn't gone all the way. Because in these like when I was in Wisconsin, which it's way more booze than weed. They won't legalize it, and part of the reason is because they don't want it to. They make so much money on booze. It's such a booze
they're drunk as
state.
hell.
Oh yeah, they love being fucked up.
Also, when you're indoors and you don't have anything else to do for like 8 months of
Crossfaded.
the year,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I was like, how else are you guys gonna stay warm?
Yeah, dude, for sure. They've got the greatest fucking serial killers too. The greatest, like they've got all the champions out there. You can tell why too. Dude. You can tell why.
It's the Mount Rushmore of killing people.
They are.
They got 3 out of 4, man, at least.
Yeah. But all that being inside and drinking.
Didn't they export a couple too? Didn't a couple of people who like got famous killing people in like Michigan?
Well, it was like Dahmer, right?
Yeah.
Dahmer.
Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Imagine having so many great serial killers, you can just let other states borrow them for a little while.
Do you want to kill somewhere else? No, this is my home.
It's not needed here, Jeffrey. Look around you. No one's even gonna find these men's faces in the snow here.
And like that's all I was thinking about not guy, but like Dahmer. He was like, what do they call it? Like what kind of killer is it? It's like he could only get drunk, but he had to get drunk to do the deed. You know what I mean? Like that's the most Wisconsin shit I've ever heard. It's just like that's just fucking
like people who try to beer ball when they're sober.
He treated killing like fucking ice fishing. He's like, it's always better if I got a couple in me.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, we was playing beer pong the other night. I lost every game. I couldn't figure out what the problem was. It was non-alcoholic beer. As soon as I got Budweiser in me, dude, I was on fire.
Yeah. Then I chopped off some folks' heads. Dude, could you imagine finding a severed head? Like, can you imagine, like, just being in the woods and seeing a fucking severed head? Dude, I'd freak the fuck out, dude.
Of course you would. What the fuck are you even talking?
I actually would be.
God damn. Fuck that. It's so crazy. I've been tired, too. Hey, this is so fucked up.
That's so funny, dude. Stop, hold on. Stop for a second. You just be like, I don't know about y'all, but me, if I see a severed head, I'm freaking out. That's just me. I don't want to put that on nobody else. I'm not trying to judge anyone whose culture is different than mine. But if you show me a severed head, I'm losing my shit.
No, I feel like I would more than other people. I think there's people who would like immediately call 911, and I would just be sitting.
I think I would be more freaked out by somebody who didn't freak out by a severed head. If you saw a severed head in the woods and you're like, oh, that's just Dahmer. He just does that when he gets hammered. Don't worry about him.
I do think I have the potential to be one of those like 8 minutes later guys. You know, where I go into some sort of shock where I don't physically freak out for like 8 minutes and then I just fall. I could see myself doing that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think I would immediately be a wreck. Off the top.
I believe that, yeah.
And then start losing my mind right there.
It's a weird analogy or comparison or whatever the right word is, but I'm reminded, DJ, of the first time you tried coconut water, how visceral, immediate, physical, and loud your reaction was. I do understand what you're saying now, and you would, in fact, lose your mind if you saw a severed.
about coconut water.
Wait,
though.
what? Wait,
So
time
Drake-
out. Time out. You
Drake
can't
is-
have the same reaction from fucking coconut water.
Okay.
To severed
I'm
head.
not saying, I'm not saying it's the same. I'm saying how visceral and quick it was. I just thought of it. I'm like, that's what he means. DJ would not have any embarrassment about the reaction, no shame. There would be no part of his brain going, we need to calm down. He would just be, and he would be correct. It's like DJ gets to the truth quicker than a lot of people. So he would just immediately start screaming because that's what you should do.
Yeah.
You shouldn't take 7 minutes to process the severed head. You should get the fuck out of there while you scream.
Dude, what would be worse, finding a head or finding somebody's like hands? Oh my God, it'd be fucking wow. But hey,
I think the
Immediately-
hands. I think if I found a head, I know they were dead. If hands means they could be
Yeah.
still kept up somewhere.
I agree with that. I think your immediate reaction is worse with the head. You freak out a little bit more. And then after you think about it for 5 seconds, the hands is way worse.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have like a responsibility to look now, too. They might be alive, dude.
This is bad. I'm gonna have a breakdown.
What a fucking episode we're having.
Truly
Guys,
all
really-
over the place.
What's gravy? Robin Williams movies? Is that what we should have said?
I
up
think
top?
so. But also, I want to know what your fucking issue is with coconut water.
Well, it's bad, but water out of an actual coconut
Yeah.
is fucking amazing. Dre goes when she goes to Atlanta with her friend. They go to Atlanta a lot, and so they go to this like big Mexican supermarket place
Mm-hmm.
that's got all the rad shit in it, like all the rad breads and the fucking cool shit. So she always gets coconuts, and like, dude, we just fucking bust them right open, cut the tops off of them, dude. Oh, it's so good. It doesn't taste anything like that boxy fucking whatever the fuck.
Oh, you're talking about okay. I
Goddamn
thought you were
straight
just
fucking
shitting
out
on.
of the goddamn ground.
I thought
like they just
coconuts
somebody
were
just
just the
squeezed
opposite of your
water off.
cantaloupe, where you just don't fuck with coconuts. I was like, what the fuck is the issue? You're talking about the bottled shit.
Nah.
DJ, may I reenact?
Oh yes, please.
I mean, yeah.
Sure.
DJ came to New York. We went to see Sturgill, and we hung out. We did some other things. Anyway, we were on the train. It was the 7 train. It wasn't like packed, but it was full.
Mhm.
And I gave him a drink of my coconut water. I don't remember if he was like, let me try that, or if he was thirsty. It was just like the Coco Vita, like, or whatever, the box,
Yeah.
the kind of.
Those aren't
regular,
good, by the way.
Walmart.
You're right about that, DJ.
It's like somebody took water off roots that they had just pulled and then like bring them out into a box. Like it,
Okay, all right.
there's
Some
nothing good about it.
pushback here on Carmen. I know that like the pink one, whatever that one is, at
Harmless
Trader
Harvest.
Joe's,
That's the only one that's not disgusting to me.
that one, I know that's the best. But the Coco Vita back then, and by the way, it's gotten way worse. Like I don't even buy it anymore because it tastes unripe. But back then, it was sweet. It wasn't as good as the pink one, but it was fine. I got it at the bodega.
Yeah.
I would argue that this was probably what, DJ, 2014?
Yeah, something like that.
I would argue
A decade ago, that makes sense.
But 2014 Coco Vita, I would argue, is fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And I like coconut water, and I hate shitty coconut water. Now, and then I don't drink Coco Vita anymore. So I'm giving you that it's anyway.
Okay.
He put it to his lips, spat it out. We're on a packed subway phone, and he goes, "Ah!" Oh my God, why would you? What? It tastes like sticks. It's like sticks on my mouth.
It does. That's exactly what it tastes like.
So funny to me that these hard-boiled New York human beings will take an actual human shit on a train,
Mm-hmm.
and they will leave the car when a homeless man does that, but they won't react.
Yeah.
They will not have an emotion on their face. They tried so hard to hate DJ, and they all loved him immediately. They were like,
Mm.
I don't like it either, Poppy. It was so fucking funny, dude.
It did taste like stick. It tasted like somebody. I remember it viscerally because it tasted like literal stick water,
Yeah.
like root water. It was gross. But hey, man,
You said
coconut
root water?
right
I
now-
thought you said roof water, like somebody put a water jug at the corner of someone's house and was just bottling that.
Yeah,
So funny, dude.
we do that.
Well, DJ, you got to give everybody an update. How are you holding up? How are you guys doing over there?
Man, we're doing great, man. Dude, fucking Appalachia gonna make it. Like, if I had one wish about the whole encounter, like the whole thing, like we're fine, of course.
Mhm.
And man, it's crazy, man. It's like all the like stocking up on stuff all the time. You know, I always say it, man. Grab your beans or grab your whatever, grab your water, grab, keep a little cash on you. Like, I was expecting, like, World War III to happen. I obviously had no idea. Nobody had any idea that a goddamn hurricane was going to come and get us like that. But man, it sure did come in handy. Like, we were straight. There was nothing wrong. Kids were all right. All the goats and everything, everything stayed in place. There was things down and the internet down from some landslides. Of course, down this way, got hit real hard.
Yeah.
And, we talked to like linemen and EMTs and stuff, and like still the store, like we can't get any. There's a food shortage, scarcity up here because they can't get any trucks gone. Like all the like Thanksgiving turkeys that was in the warehouse and all that stuff for Thanksgiving, all that shit. Like fucking the grocery stores around here and the shops and stuff took a big hit. Farmers markets and stuff, farmers took a big hit. Everybody took a big hit. The economy, this leaf season, taking a big hit.
Yeah.
People getting, so it's not good. It's not good, but I have the every bit of faith in the world, the resiliency of this the mountain and the people here. And if I were gonna say anything about the whole situation, it would be like, please stop, for the love of God. Please stop, like, giving don't let the discourse on things go to the dumbest people that we have. You know what I'm saying? In our society. Do not let the discourse go to these people. Do not let them control the narrative. There's no reason why we should have had just because a few people were freaking out the FEMA didn't get here for like 3 or 4 days. In some places, like 5 days. I mean, you're talking about, but the way that it is, like the haulers were cut off, there was things going on. It is very underfunded and very overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Unprepared, as hell. There are fucking grievances to make. To allow people's grievances, and of course, people were in a panic mode, and you got to understand that too. You know what I'm saying? So, people weren't understanding what was going on. People couldn't connect to each other. There was no power. There was no internet. People were back in hollers that were cut off and fucking flooded. You know what I'm saying? Stuck in their house. No, people didn't know how to get to their loved ones. Things were. I mean, like for a few days, it was chaos.
Yeah.
What we should have been talking about is how to be better prepared in future situations. But instead, we got caught off in the stupidest fucking conversation. Like, we should not grant these people permission to take the discourse from us, from things that need to happen, from things that we need to do, from the fucking, for everything from like climate response to the crisis that we're in. But overall, I will say this. The people here are beautiful. The people here, they take care of each other. Asheville's probably going to be the worst place in the world. It's probably definitely getting taken up. There's like 50%. This is just what happens. 50% of like private owned businesses, you know what I'm saying? They never come back. So like that's your whole everything that was in Asheville. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you that honey place. Remember we talked about that honey place? I went to those weird kitschy shops, like shit like that for sure.
Yeah, sure. Like, dude, that shit's probably gone forever. So like the heart and soul, like who knows if that's ever gonna be able to come back. There might be a crazy fucking. It's scary. It's scary, and like who knows if these bridges and stuff are ever gonna get built. I mean, the shit in Haywood County wasn't built from the last flood.
Mhm.
You know, like people have a reason not to trust the government, and it's weird. That, anyways,
Mhm.
long story short, everybody's cool. I'm sure. And it's going to take years to know exactly how it happened. But if I had anything to say, any critique, it would be allowing the dumbest people in our society to steer the narrative and discourse.
Right.
into
Well, because then
something
there's no constructive constructive
right.
discussion at all. There's no
Exactly.
resolution. It's
Exactly.
just pure either emotion and it's usually rage because they don't understand
Right.
or something or other. And it's just like, this isn't
Right.
helping. It's having somebody screaming at a severed head instead of calling 911. You know?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? In a
Exactly.
larger scale, I mean, when you can't when you can't be when you're freaking out, there's no way, and those people
Yeah.
shouldn't be having a microphone shoved in front of them either, you know.
No, right.
That's not the time to interview. That's not the time to interview you when you're screaming about a severed head.
Yeah, right, exactly. And like, do not make any mistake. Like, the government has failed Appalachia consistently.
So yes,
Like
several,
yeah. These people are to be in a crisis like they were in such a the biblical way. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, fucking just straight up catastrophe. You got to give them you got to give them leeway. You got to understand, but to allow the discourse to get into where it was, and to also not allow any valid critique, I found very, very, very bleak. But the rest of it's great. The people are great. I'm sure that. I don't know.
Drew, you don't have anything to say?
Nah, I was going to talk about blue jelly Jews, but DJ shamed me into not going down that path.
I know for a second there, I was like, is he talking about us? Because we did blame the hurricane on blue jelly Jews.
No, I stand by it. I don't give a fuck, dude. That's who did it.
So,
Fucking blue
actually,
jelly.
somebody did message us about that. Let me read it.
Well, while you look for it, let me say or explain to DJ, we actually were talking about exactly what you were just talking about, and then we just had an example of how insane it had gotten. We probably didn't do a good enough job of making the point you made of not letting them own the discourse or whatever, but we were lamenting exactly what you were lamenting.
Yeah.
Sure, of course. I think we do too much of that in every situation. Like, when it comes to this, like, weird, with like we just allow. I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, it was just that in Oakville, Washington, October 7th, 1994, clear jelly stuff fell from the sky. He's like, this is not bullshit. I know you guys were joking about the blue jelly stuff, but look this up. It's only 30 miles.
Jesus fucking Christ. I have to go back to work. I can't believe I got to deal with this shit right now. First of all, we didn't say there was no jellies. We said they literally fell from the sky, and it was probably from cloud seeding. What I said very explicitly, and I stand by it, and I'll call everyone who tries to argue me a fucking idiot from the top of a goddamn mountain. What I said was, to look at cloud seeding and then claim that the hurricane was caused by the fucking government would be to be standing at the Wright Brothers field the first day they flew the plane and go, you know they landed that on the sun, don't you? All I said was, we're too fucking unbelievably far for being able to control the goddamn weather. I never said there's no such thing as cloud seeding. Go fuck yourself. Stop listening to our fucking podcast. If you actually think that the United States government or the Israeli government or the Jews or whoever it is caused the fucking hurricane in Asheville, then I literally want you to stop listening to our podcast, and I hope you fucking kill yourself.
Okay, first of all, this is a very big fan of ours. He didn't mean that. He doesn't know that.
Was. I just ruined that.
And also, he didn't go into any of that. He was just saying that the jelly stuff happened in 1994, close to where he lives.
Well, I blame you, Carmen.
Okay. I loved the rant. Just at the end when you were like, fucking kill yourself. I'm like, all right, pull it back, Drew. Pull it back.
I wasn't talking about that person, because that person doesn't believe all of the things I said
the
you
rest
need
of
to
it.
believe before I would want you to kill yourself.
Okay.
But if anybody does believe those things, I do wish they would die. If you think Jews, I know this person doesn't think that.
Yes.
But if you are a person who thinks that the Jews can control the weather, but Israel hasn't caused a tornado in Gaza, you are too dumb to be alive.
That was my point. Why wouldn't they be using it as a war tactic?
I mean, yeah, dude. And also, like, the government did cause this, just not the way you're saying. You know,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just
It's
not in this cartoonish.
well,
Yeah.
it's 100% their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Mhm.
don't have to go, like, but we don't even have to say that as like adults who have the mental capacity to just see that and be like, okay, this person's dealing with some things, obviously, if they, whatever their worldview is. And a lot of it, I don't even think people believe that I just think that they can get on their phone and get people who are weak-minded to be like, oh, yeah, fucking goddamn, yeah, Biden, he's a clone. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yes.
it's not even a real person. Like, it's like these, it's just, I guess it's something for them to entertain themselves and like allow them. But like serious people, if you're serious and you're an adult, then like we can't, like, I don't know, man. I get where it's coming from. It's fine, whatever for them, but like really got to fucking change. Allow the discourse to be completely filled with just rebukes on something that is so stupid. Like, if that's what that person believes, whatever. You don't have to argue with that person. You ain't got to teach that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to tell that motherfucker. Goddamn thing. That motherfucker. You're talking to a child.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? What we need to do is be like,
I gotta
Go
push
ahead.
back a little bit, man. Because there are people who are susceptible to, who are serious people, but they are susceptible to certain things. Obviously, they're not susceptible to like the wildest version, like they know Biden's not a clone or whatever. But I have people in my life who send me things and they're like, hey, have you seen this? This is dumb, right? And like, I'm glad they're reaching out to me, but what that means is some part of their brain
Isn't sure.
is being affected by this discourse. Like, it sucks, but I think we do have to put, I know what you're saying, which is like, basically like, don't give them the time of day to even validate this insanity with a response. But it turns out some people need to hear the response. And that is,
But that's
so
the problem, though. I feel like, because then there's so much so much effort goes into the negating these outlandish things.
Exactly.
Then there's no
exactly
progress that gets made, and we get stuck getting
There's
stifled.
No progress. Like, they're pulling us backwards. They're pulling us backwards into where we need to be making like real live critiques on things, real substantive of changes. Movements need to happen. Climate awareness needs to happen. And people who want to continue living in this fictional world, I just don't know, man. Like, I will holler at you, but like, I hope you enjoyed that. But that's when you turn on social media, that shouldn't be every post somebody trying to dump. Oh, the dumb folks said dumb shit again. Yeah, of course the fucking dumb shit said dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, of course they did.
Yeah.
But like, we're losing the hope. Like, they left those people in the jails. They left those people in the jails for days. No food, no water, no electricity, having to poop in bags, keeping it in their cell, pee it. Like, dude, we need to be hollering from the rooftops. Yo, this infrastructure is fucked up. No, it's not cool to expand fracking. We need to fucking reel all this fucking shit in. You need to be aware of what the fuck's going on. You need to take care of us. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like, we obviously will take care of each other. And there's no doubt in my mind that people on the ground level will always take care of each other regardless of ideology.
That was like one of the things I said is like, that's the only silver lining to shit like this I ever see, is people are reminded that humanity isn't all trash. It happened. It just happened in Florida with Milton. I mean, it's the same shit. It's just people are immediately clock in and are like, okay, what do we got to do? How do we fix this? How do we help each other? And that's the only part. It's the only good part of it. And it sucks that it takes something so awful for that to happen. But I mean, but I understand to the point, like, but I guess that's the problem, Drew, is getting those people comfortable enough that, like, there's with so much misinformation that Well, they shouldn't be confused. It should be pretty clear cut when somebody's talking crazy and when someone isn't. And the fact that it's convoluted at all is also something that's infuriating.
But here's why. And this is also the powers that be fault. It's both government and corporations. When you lie to people,
right,
on the scale that they've lied to people, for so long, it's in crazy lies, an insane amount of lying from ExxonMobil about global warming.
Mm-hmm.
Insane amount of lying from the government about, name it, crime statistics, fucking like whatever it is. As people come to learn that, if they're smart enough to grasp that happened, but they're not built for the type of thing it takes, what do you do with that information? Well, now I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
And so you do need it. What you guys are saying is true. I agree with it fundamentally. I just think that we got to pick and choose our battles.
Yes, absolutely.
But there's a reason that like online forums for like race science are making a comeback. And it's not just because like people are more racist now. People are no more or less racist. It's even racists had let go of like measuring the skulls of black people because they were like, we sound stupid when we say that. We sound like the dumbest race when we made that argument. Mm-hmm. Well, even that shit's making a comeback. My point is being because like as people say, God damn, I guess nothing I believed is true. Well, then if they start from scratch, you start to find out some of your very good-hearted friends are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't capture their heart and their mind, an asshole will. Yeah. And it probably won't be Blue Jew jellies, but it might fucking be, oh God, I wish I had a really pithy, quick example right now, but I don't. Well, dude, for a long time, I think a lot of people bought that climate science as an industry, and it has become an industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was about money.
Right.
And it was easy for ExxonMobil to make that argument because really, really, people who lacked any integrity were trying to make money off the climate crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
When your spokesperson is Al Gore,
right,
it's easy for, so like, that's all I'm saying. I hope I die.
No, you're right. You're right.
Whoever that was about earlier, that wasn't about you. That was about me and a guy named Todd working for. I meant what I said, but it wasn't about you, and I hope you know that in your heart. I got to go.
We all gotta go. Well, DJ. Bye, Drew.
Yeah.
Well, DJ, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad Nessie is with you and your chickens are okay. I'm glad you're still together, and that's nice.
Yeah,
everybody was concerned. But guys, we gotta wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you and appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. I'll be in Minnesota this weekend, next weekend, and then in Wisconsin the week after. If anybody is in those areas, tell them to come see me, please. And thank you guys so much for listening. Patreon.com/GravyBabyPod if you want to throw us some dough. Also remember that there's still Drew still has that great list of places if you guys wanted to donate towards the hurricane effort as well in his bio. All right, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,